Good week, everybody. A good week. Welcome to, I don't even know what episode this is. I get so lost. We took a couple weeks off, but we're back.
We're back in.
It's because of my birthday, I think.
Yeah.
Really hit it hard.
Mm-hmm.
Really hit it hard, but we're back here with episode, okay, it's going to bother me all episode if I don't go back and look at what episode we're at.
Number.
I guess it doesn't matter. I went back and looked. We're not even numbering these things, so we've just done a bunch of them.
Yeah. Too many to count.
Well, I mean, not really too many to count, but I mean, we've done enough that we can say we're podcasters, I believe, right? So,
okay.
But anyway, lots of things to talk about because we've had 2 weeks off. Hopefully we can fit it all in the 1 hour show. But before we do that, Brooklyn, why don't you tell them where they can find us?
You can find us at Nick & Co Show on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. You can find Nick at Nicker Jones on Twitter and Instagram at the Nicker Jones. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at bgath13.
That's good. And one day we'll have the third host back. I've heard rumblings that maybe Gabby she wants to make her return. And then she doesn't, and then she does, and then she doesn't, and then she does, and who knows?
She's teasing us.
She's just entertainer.
Yeah.
That's show business.
That's showbiz. She knows how to work a crowd.
Whew. So eventually we'll have someone filling that spot, and it'll be glorious when it happens. God, so many things. Let first, because I almost forgot last. I almost forgot. There's a few people that we need to mention every episode because they rain. They rain their glory down upon us. They love us. They want you to be the best beer leaguer that you can be. We're talking about Mr. Chris Nall and Mr. Rob. I'm just going to call him Mr. Rob because it sounds cool.
Yeah, dangerous.
The Beer League Gods, they contribute to the show being rad.
Yeah.
They're our highest level of Patreon sponsor.
Yep.
And they just want Beer League to be badass. So let's bow our heads in a moment of prayer for Mr. Rob and Mr. Chris Nall. Here we go. We gather here today on episode unnumbered of Nick & Co Show. We ask for all the mercy and all the praises that the Beer League Gods can heap upon us beer leaguers to be rewarded to us. We know that you are just and fair and good, Beer League Gods. Oh, Mr. Chris Nall and Mr. Badass Rob. We appreciate everything you do for us. In Gretzky's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Biggest scumbag in hockey, Wayne Gretzky.
End on that note.
You have to listen to one of the old shows. I can't remember which one that was, but I went off on how Wayne Gretzky's the biggest scumbag in hockey ever.
Oh.
That's the only reason he has so many points.
I'll have to take a listen.
Yeah. Basically, you've played some rec hockey before. And there's always those guys that are they just put up tens of points a game.
Yeah.
That's Wayne Gretzky, scumbag. Even when the game was out of control. He still kept scoring.
That guy.
But anyway.
He's got a good wine.
I digress. He does have a good wine.
Mm-hmm.
He does. Exciting week coming up. Dare I say, this weekend is going to be electric.
Ooh.
Electric week in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Now, Boston is the cradle of American liberty. No one's judging that.
Okay.
But if not for Philadelphia, there would be no America.
I'm learning so much.
It's where Philadelphia cheesesteaks were invented. And I plan this weekend, when I'm there to represent Team BLPA, our first ever team event where we go and we show up and we got BLPA jerseys. We're not going to win any games, but damn it, we're going to drink a lot of fucking beer and eat a lot of fucking Philly cheesesteaks.
Amen.
That's my Nick guarantee. That's what we're going to do.
I like it.
They got cheesesteaks galore. I've already been asking the locals, hey, which cheesesteak? And they're like, oh, you either go to Jim's or you go to Gino's or Pat's. And I'm like, no. Just give me a list. I'm going to them all.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Content. It's research.
I mean, we need to have the official cheesesteak of the BLPA. And listen, If I pick Pat's and there's people in the BLPA that say Geno's, fuck you. You're in the BLPA.
Yeah.
We have to come together as one, and you have to live by this decision made by me with all the power and authority of the commissioner of the BLPA, me, and the hockey gods, Mr. Rob and Mr. Chris Nall. You have to, it's the rules.
Yeah.
You have to abide by it.
All right.
So if I choose something that's not
Good.
this guy's, yeah, not good. Well, it'll be good,
Obviously.
right? But you have to come over. That's just the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how being a part of this crew works.
You
You follow me blindly and unquestionably and do whatever the hell I say. I have good reason for whatever I do. Well, not with cheesesteak, but I just like to be right. But anyway, I hear you're going on a trip as well.
I am, yes, going to Nashville.
Oh, a little Nash Vegas, baby.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I've went once before, but gonna go and check out the things I haven't seen. And
Well, what haven't you seen? And
I don't know.
Well, because you've been extremely intoxicated, right? Like that's what you do in Nashville, right?
Mm-hmm. I just remember lots of good live music. Did one of those pedal bikes.
Fuck those. Why do you pay to get drunk and exercise? Like, don't pay.
Yeah.
Just get drunk.
That's true. But
don't
it's
exercise.
It's the environment, as you would say. It's electric.
It's not electric. It's human. It's human energy.
That's true.
I guess that we are full of electricity, but it just sucks. Like everyone, like I'm like, listen, I'm here to work. I'm gonna pedal, and everyone else is just, and I feel like I'm pushing the whole damn bike up a hill, and I'm like, why did I pay to pedal these fucks around?
It's balance. You're working out. You're burning those calories.
That's why I got such good calves. Really?
Yeah. And does anyone else have good calves?
No,
because they didn't pedal.
They don't have Nick calves, that's for sure.
So they really just play themselves in the grand scheme of things.
True, but I'm never going to do one again.
Oh, wow.
But I will go to Nashville. Except last time I went to Nashville, no, second to last time I went to Nashville, almost got shot.
Ooh, I feel like this is going to be a good story.
Yeah, I think if you've listened to my last podcast, you've probably heard it, but there's a lot of new people. Here's the one. Like, I'm an American, right? Red, white, and blue, baby. Pew, pew, pew. All that stuff.
All right.
Full of freedom. Piss, vinegar, and freedom. That's me.
Okay.
But one thing that I don't miss about America, guns. And I'm from the South. Like, I like guns. I like shooting them. Love shooting them. I think it's fun. I just don't like the idea of them being shot at me.
Yeah, I feel that's fair. It's yeah. I feel like that's a reasonable.
I think so.
Fear,
right?
Dislike, maybe.
Yeah, and it happens a lot in the States. And listen, I get it. Like I'm not against. I'm not. This isn't a political statement. It's just saying I don't want to get shot at. Is what I'm saying. And I think that's a fair thing to not want.
No, as I said,
I mean, do you want to get shot at?
No. It's not on my list of things I want to do in Nashville.
Yeah.
Or anywhere.
Yeah. Maybe paintball guns. Cool.
Yeah. Airsoft, laser tag. Ooh,
but real guns? No. So here's the deal. I travel a lot for hockey, fairly a lot for hockey stuff. And we had a tournament in Nashville. And so usually for the tournaments, I like to get there a day before, rest, be able to take in the nightlife. I mean, we're in Nashville.
Yeah.
But you also got to stock up on provisions.
Oh,
so you got to go to Walmart.
Okay.
And you got to get the cool thing about hockey tournaments is you get to pretend like it's okay to live like you were in college.
Yes.
Where you don't really have to abide by the rules of, hey, I got to look after my kid, or I have to abide by my wife telling me what I have to eat. And so you go in to Walmart and you don't get healthy stuff.
Oh, no.
You just pack in you got Funyuns.
Yeah.
You got Little Debbie snacks, fruitcakes.
Oh, can't say I know what those are, but.
You got ding dongs.
Okay.
Maybe some chocodiles.
I'm writing all these down.
Yeah, you should be. And, maybe some cheese popcorn. And some soda pop. And obviously brouhahas.
Yeah,
right?
Obviously.
So me and my buddy Mike Fox, we go into Walmart and we stock up on it. Funyuns, chocodiles, Little Debbie snacks. Maybe I like M&M's, peanut butter M&M's, Dr. Pepper 10. That's my favorite. Some brouhahas. And we go and check out. And listen, this isn't in the best part of town.
Okay.
The reason I know that isn't me just looking at the people and saying, oh, this is an unsafe part of town. No. It's because a couple years ago, a week after we left this Nashville tournament, some dude walked into a Waffle House and started spraying it and killed a bunch of people. So that's how you know.
Yeah.
That it's not not the greatest part of town, right? So, but you know me, I'm American. I'm living my life, playing hockey, stocking up on provisions. We go, we check out, we flirt with the cashier because that's what you do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're boys weekend, right?
Yeah, boys will be boys.
Yeah, and so we walk out, and something just feels off, right? Maybe we didn't notice that at first, but thinking back, I'm like, yeah, something seems weird. And then we just hear some scurrying about. Scurrying, maybe, some muffled yelling, But then that muffled yelling gets loud, and a guy comes running through the parking lot. Run! He's got a gun! And I'm like, fuck. Like, the Christmas Story wherein Ralphie drops the screws. Fuck. Oh. And then I just fucking.
Yeah.
But I don't leave the provisions. I'm still pushing.
Yeah.
Still pushing the golf cart, or I'm sorry, the shopping cart. And I get to behind a car, not our car, and I'm just like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And we hear noise. We think it's gunshots. I think a bullet grazed my calf, but I'm not sure because I have calves of steel. So who knows? But this guy ran. Like, it was visible in his face that he was scared shitless. And so when, so we kind of assessed the situation. I was ready to jump under a car if that's what I had to do. Because when your life's at stake, you're athletic and you have all sorts of skills you didn't know you had. Right? Yeah. But the weird part is that there was an old lady that just walking in our car, and we're just like, she's gonna get shot. Oh my God. And then, me and Mike Fox finally got back to the car, threw our stuff in really fast. Yeah. Like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then drove off as fast as we could.
And
my heart just still beating, like just thinking about it. We didn't get shot, but we almost got shot.
I'm spooked for you.
And that's enough of a
yeah. So just let me know later what the address of that Walmart is. Probably not going to go.
Well, you're staying in Nashville. This was at about 20 minutes outside of Nashville, where they have like a practice facility.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's called Antioch.
Okay.
Has a ghost mall.
Ooh.
Right by it. There's literally one store open in this whole mall.
Jeez.
Maybe 0 now. I don't know.
All right. Okay. So
stay away.
Stay away. Okay. Right? I won't. Let me just cross that off my list.
Yeah. So that's about. I love Nashville, but I don't love getting shot at.
Yeah. No.
For sure.
That's fair.
That's fair assessment, right?
Yeah. Very reasonable.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I like to think I'm a reasonable human being.
Yeah.
So you're going to Nashville. You have to have some Nashville. You've been before. Like, what's your most memorable Nashville moment?
Well, it's after, put in a good workout on that pedal bike. Have you played the drinking game, like to Thunderstruck?
No, I have not played that drinking game. No.
No?
Nope.
All right. So you play the song Thunderstruck, and then you're in a big group of people. So then let's say we're playing and I start drinking, and then I start drinking until the song says thunder. And then when it says thunder, thunder, then I stop, and then you would start, and then you would go until it thunder. Thunder. So then I would start drinking.
Thunder.
I'd stop and you'd start.
Thunder.
I'd start, you'd stop.
Oh, okay.
So we're going around this bike, and I didn't realize that somebody was being nice and was passing out some of their hard alcohol, and I was like, I play games, and when I do, I give 100%.
Play to win.
I play to win.
Play to win. You have to.
Yeah. So I finished my drink. That was a lot stronger than I thought it was. We went to, I don't remember the restaurant, but we went there and we're eating nachos, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is not going to be good. I just going to leave for a second. So I went to the bathroom and I was like, I feel like this is not going to end well. So I just pull out my phone, as smart Brooklyn does when she's drunk, set a quick little alarm on my phone. I think I gave myself 7 minutes because I knew I was just going to have a little nap. And then after that 7 minutes and the alarm came off, I woke up and went out and finished my nachos and continued on.
When you referenced that story before, I thought this happened at night.
Oh, no.
Like while you were already in for the evening, and you were like, oh, I said it, and I was smart because then I passed out and I woke up in the morning. I didn't realize that you were in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And You set a 7-minute shit timer or pass out timer. That's genius.
Right? So there, yeah.
But I don't think I've ever drank so much that I've passed out in a restaurant. I've drank a lot at restaurants, but never that I went to the restroom and just be like, well, I'm going to pass out in here.
Well, it all happened so fast.
Or you're,
thunder.
I
know. Try it at one of your.
one of our draft. Yeah, we have draft experience coming up, by the way.
Oh, do you?
Yes. Omaha is in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
And then 2 weeks after that is Colorado Springs. And then 2 weeks after that is Oklahoma City, my hometown. And then a week after that is Cleveland. And then what do we have in May? In May, I believe we have Salt Lake City. Yeah, Salt Lake City.
Okay.
And then Cleveland, and then Milwaukee is in there somewhere, and then Boston, and we're working on a few other places right now. So we got a lot of them coming up, these draft experiences.
Nice. I heard so much. They sound so fun. I really,
they are fun. I smile when I just think about all the fun that we're going to have at these. We're going to have to get you to one, I think.
I really want to go. Tell me. So because I've never been.
Yep.
So I want to know, what am I in for? Like, I'm boarded the plane, plane's landed, I'm rolling up to the first day. Walk me through it. What am I gonna?
Okay, well we can do that. Well here's the deal. Is a lot of people are worried about not knowing anybody, and that doesn't matter.
No, okay,
it just doesn't, because here's the deal. Like, okay, maybe it does matter. I don't think it matters but I'm an outgoing guy, right?
Yeah.
And so even if you don't know anyone, you'll know me.
Okay,
for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
I'll be over there chatting up all the newbies, making sure that they're fitting in with this crew. We call ourselves the DEX crew, Draft Experience crew. And we have a lot of people that, have been in and around like different draft experiences. And so a lot of people know what to expect, but you're going in as a 100% new person.
Yeah.
And you're not bringing any friends.
No.
You've just made a decision that will change your life forever.
Yeah. This is my first rodeo.
First one. So you walk in, and so, like I said, I usually get to these places on Thursday, and Thursday is like my play night, right? Because I can do whatever I want. I'm working the rest of the time. But so Friday night, like the draft party, it starts at 7:00. That's when check-in starts. The draft starts at 8:00. And so basically you would show up anytime that you wanted to between then, get checked in, and then you'll come in and you'll see like a big screen. You'll get your lanyard and you'll get your drink tickets, because we supply a couple drinks.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
I like it already.
I'll probably, if it was you and I knew it was you, I would say, hey, make sure you set your timer if you go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
Ever.
Smart.
And then you'd walk in and you'd see a bunch of people just drinking and having fun and loving life and the electric atmosphere. We'd have draft rounds up on a projection screen, and so you'd be able to see what round you're in.
Okay.
And then I would get up and I'd do my thing. I'd give the rundown of the rules. Basically, the biggest rule is that if you're going to be a dick and you're going to be a jerk off here this weekend, just leave right now, because we don't need that. We're here for something totally different.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'd explain kind of how the draft works. First round usually goalies, so we'll bring the goalies up. And we'll let them chug a beer.
Oh, chug a beer. Chug
a beer.
Okay.
And the first one usually is for the jerseys, because you've seen the jerseys. They're pretty rad.
So cool.
Yeah, they're rad. And so the first chug is so that round number one can choose the jerseys randomly. They don't just get to pick. We hide them and all that good stuff. And then the second one is who they get to pick in the next round, in round number 2.
Okay.
And so then round number 2 will come up. They'll make their pick. The fastest chugger gets first pick in the second round. Slowest gets 4th or 6th, how many ever teams we have. And then those guys will get a beer. They'll get their jersey. They'll get a beer. They'll chug. And they get to choose from the third round.
Okay.
On down until we have a full team. And then we'll do this boat race where we time every person on the team in a chug. And the fastest team time gets to pick their schedule for the weekend.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I like that.
It's really cool. Like and I think a lot of the thing about the draft party is that you get to meet your team, obviously, but you're also building camaraderie with everyone else in that tournament.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to worry about people being dicks or goons or whatever you want to call them, because you'll know them. You'll be like, oh, there's Chad. Met Chad at the bar last night. We did poop shooters together.
Nice.
And now we're buddies. So when he sees me on the ice, we have that thing. And I think that meeting those guys and leaving the bar with 50, 100 new hockey playing buddies that you might not have before makes these things special and memorable, and so special and memorable that you'll leave this tournament and you'll say, oh, I remember Chad on the team. Now we're Facebook friends. Hey, Chad, what tournament are you going to? Oh, you're going to Cincinnati next month? I should register because I had so much fun playing with you. I want to go back. And then the best part is that then you will be able to, go meet more friends at the next tournament, and then more part of the Dex crew the next tournament, and blah, 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 all the way down until basically all your vacations are just, hanging out with all your new hockey playing buddies.
I like it. So I haven't played hockey in forever, so I'm not very good. How does that affect
Well, welcome to my world. That's me every time I go on the ice. But no, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I tell people that, and people are like, oh, yeah, it really does. No, it really does not matter, because you go out, you have the draft, and the draft is all players of similar skill. So every team is going to have people that are, like you, and people that have played for forever and they're really good, and then a mix of people in between. So when people say to me, oh, I don't think I'm good enough to play, it's like, okay, people come out to these experiences that maybe just started 12 weeks ago. So don't worry. Don't let the skill hold you back.
Okay. Does that affect how I'm drafted? Like, how do I?
Yeah. So, I mean, here's how the draft rounds works. When you register, you're going to give a rating, and we have like 1 through 10, and we list them out pretty well. And you just go through there and you say, okay, I'm a 4. Cool. Well, if you have friends that are going, we ask you to rate your friends as well. Okay. And then your friends would also rate you in turn. And that way we can look. And usually it's pretty close, but I know that it's very hard to rate yourself at hockey, because some people think they're way less skilled than what they actually are. Oh, yeah. And of course, Chads. Yeah. They think they're really white gloves, mirror advisor,
Yeah, the knee injury kept him from going to the NHL.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one time in junior A when I blew out my knee, it just ruined my window.
Ruined everything.
But, and so, usually most people are pretty close, but, if Chad rates himself an 8 and all his buddies rate himself a 4, we got to give old Chad a call. But it's not something like surprising that I have to look up where Chad plays beer league and then call that beer league commissioner and just be like, hey, tell me a little bit about like the level of hockey, like what's your experience? And then that way I can kind of massage things and get stuff close. And then I'm able to put everyone in a round with players that are similar. And nothing's perfect, obviously. Sometimes we have outliers. Sometimes we have people that sandbag Chads. Okay. But you can only hose me once. Yeah. Once I have the book on you, I know where you're supposed to go. So, but yeah, so like, and then all the round numbers. So let's say we have 14 players is the max per team. So rounds 1 through 14, each round is your draft number, right? So if you're in round number 4, you're number 4 for the tournament. Okay. And it doesn't there's no set place of where a skill. So like all the highest skilled players aren't always round 12. Sometimes they're round 3, sometimes they're round 8. And this way it just mixes it up so that way no one knows. But once people start going to a lot of them, they realize like, oh, okay, I've seen that guy before. I know he was a ringer. So whatever round he's in, it's probably the ringer round, which doesn't really matter. But it's all randomized. And yeah, so, if you come to one and you don't know anybody, like I said, once you go through the draft and you have a team, well, right there's, 14, 13 new friends, but then you have 4, 6, or 8 other teams. Those are all your friends now too. It's a pretty rad thing. Like when I first moved to Canada, I had 0 friends, and I made all my friends through hockey tournaments like this.
Nice. Well, sounded good.
Which one would you want to go to? Like what city that we have?
Definitely. Well, I want to go to Boston because as you've been hyping it up, so
lobster rolls. I think like my love of Boston is obviously it's a really old city in the history. I think if you don't love the history, maybe it's not going to be as exciting for you. And like for you being a Canadian, like you weren't taught American history, growing up. Yeah. So for me, it's just like, oh, all this stuff that they talked about in school, like that's real. Okay. And now I'm here, like where Samuel Jackson invented that beer. He didn't really invent it back then. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when I went to Rome, like, I'm like, okay, Julius Caesar might have stood right here. Yeah. Or like there's a restaurant right down there in the what is that place called? The old Oyster House, maybe I don't know I can't remember what it's called, but like George Washington and them used to plan stuff there. So I go in there and I'm like, holy shit. George Washington could have been, his butt could have been right where my butt is. Whoa. We could be butt bros right now.
Whoa.
So, I mean, it's just a really cool kind of, yeah. So yeah. Any more questions about draft?
Trying to think that was a good really overview. So how many games roughly do I get to play?
Every team plays 5 games. So it's not like a regular team tournament where you get 3 games and maybe you make a playoff or a championship game. Every team makes a championship game, whether it's the A, the B, or the C. And at the end of the day, really, like I was saying, like it doesn't really matter if you win. Like, cool, bragging rights. I also like to win. Like I'm a competitive dude. But at the end of the day, I can't even remember the tournaments that I won in the past at these things, just because it just really doesn't matter. What I do remember is coming down the wing against my buddy Frank, and for some reason the D guy just went and FO'd in the corner, so it was me against my buddy Frank, and we locked eyes, and I knew what was coming, and I think I might have even told him, I'm about to go bar down on you, and then I went bar down on him. And I think he sees this in his dreams. I'm pretty sure. Frankie, baby, you let me know. I'm going to see you in Omaha as one of the goalies. So all I'm saying is you better draft me or that could happen again. And I'll have more fodder for my show. And I will talk about it forever because this happened maybe a year ago.
Oh, but
maybe more than that. But it happened. And it was glorious. Oh. And I can still hear that bar singing.
Nice.
I can still hear it.
Woo.
So... anything else?
No. Trying to think. Real hard.
Oh, I do have a question for you. Okay, yes. So we're done with drafts.
Okay.
We're moving on. We've talked about Nashville. Okay. We always talk about pickup lines.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And so I was at the mall. Mm-hmm. My little guy likes to walk around the mall now.
Oh, okay.
These days. He likes to go to the Lelo store.
Oh.
That's the Lego store.
I've heard great things about that store.
Lelo stores. And he likes to go to EB Games. He likes to look at Pops. Funko Pops is his thing. But anyway, we were walking around and, you just see weird shit. I mean,
it's the mall.
Like when you're a teenager, you don't think what you're doing is weird shit, but it's weird shit.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, oh, I probably did that kind of shit when I was a teenager. I know I did, as a matter of fact. And me and the old lady and the kid are just walking around, and I see like this group of like 5 or 6 guys just come walking up, and 2 young ladies walk past them. And then they run after him. And they say, and I quote, "Hey, ladies, you want to be in our YouTube video?" And of course, me being a guy that, has made YouTube videos and all sorts of things, I was like, well, let's see how this plays out. So I kind of said, hey, I told Tan, just go. Just go. I'm checking some things.
Research.
They said yes.
Oh, what?
But then here's the deal. Then they pulled out like phones, like all of them, and then just started asking them questions about themselves.
Oh.
But
weird.
Then asked for their numbers.
There it is.
And it worked.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay. So then I started to I'm like, okay, if this was me, I definitely wouldn't have went YouTube. I would have went TikTok. Yeah, that's the rage for sure.
Definitely.
But let me ask you, because you're the one that's still like getting picked up. Mm-hmm. Is this something that you would fall for?
Ooh, depends.
Would you ask more questions than just, hey, you want to be in our YouTube video? Yeah, I guess. Oh wait. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, girl voice.
Depends what I'm doing. If I'm in a hurry, I probably would just keep walking, head up, keep walking.
Yeah.
If I got time to kill, I probably would say yes. I'm really like the people with the booths and they come and ask you questions and stuff. I'm really bad for saying yes
like
to
credit
those.
Card?
No, not credit card. Just like surveys or stuff. I'm really bad for that. Only almost donated blood once because answering questions.
One of my jobs prior is that like people would walk by and I'd have to try to get them into timeshare sales presentations.
Oh yeah, I'd fall for that. 100%.
For sure. I would be like, okay, hey. How would you like a free trip to Disney?
I'm sold. Where do I sign up?
And I'd say, okay, it's not really free.
Dang it.
It's $99. And they're just like, oh, that's basically free.
Yeah.
But
But
you have to go to a sales presentation, and they're like timeshare. And I'm like, a little different. It's points. It's not weeks. But $99 for 3 days, 2 nights in Disney, and you can pay to add a couple days on the front and the back. And guess what?
What?
I closed a lot of these people, and there was a whole more spiel. That was just the overall, but it worked great.
Oh yeah, I've definitely fallen for one of those, and I have 3 free nights in Vegas I never used.
Oh, you didn't even go see the presentation?
I didn't even go there.
Bummer.
Flights, I know. Regrets. But yeah, so I think, yeah, looking back, YouTube would have worked. YouTube, yeah. TikTok, I would have been maybe more, but
here's what I need to do.
Yep.
Beer League Inc. has a TikTok channel.
Mm-hmm.
We only have a couple videos.
Yeah,
like we have one that was really funny, I thought.
Did you make it yourself?
Yeah, I made.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the one where I held the sign.
Oh,
that said, and it went over pretty well. Not necessarily on TikTok, but when I shared the TikTok on Twitter and Facebook, it really went over well. But I think what I want to do for a free draft experience, $300.
Yeah.
We should. I should try to get people like, let's say Omaha, be like, okay, you have to make the most liked TikTok dance.
Oh, yeah, I'm in.
And it has to be like, you have to have over a certain amount of likes, right? You can't just be like, okay, one person decides they're going to do the renegade. Like we can't just be that, but we could be like, okay, you have to make the best TikTok, and it goes on our channel. We get to use it, and like the most comments that are legit. Like that's the hard part. Like I think it'd be fun to do it, but I think then people would rig it to do it. And that's just how it works. But I think that would be pretty funny. And you could do whatever you like, whatever you want to do, right? The Renegade's the one that I know.
Yeah, I like the one where they start dancing, and then they flip the switch, and then they go and they switch people. Oh, I just saw a really funny one of that one.
I'm a flip switch. That's Drake. That's a little Canadiana.
Yeah.
So. That one's a good one. Now, what's the new one? Like the Smeeve. I don't
know that one.
Yeah, I can hear the melody in my head. Yeah. And I see the dance, but I think that would be a pretty funny thing. I wonder, okay, we have 44, let's say we have 44 players. How many do you think would actually try this?
13.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's 33% over. That's 38%. Wow.
Quick math. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that we should do something like this.
I agree.
And then maybe we do like, okay, maybe we don't just base it on likes and comments, because I think people could game that system. Oh, yeah. But maybe we do like the top 3, and then we choose what our maybe you and Gabby, if she ever comes back, you guys choose the best of the 3. Yeah. Do you think that? I think that would be rad.
Yeah, I'm in.
That's I just keep hearing. Do you know which one I'm talking about? The Renegade.
Yeah.
Renegade. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? Like the
table challenge.
I've never seen the table challenge.
Oh, Gabby actually successfully performed the table challenge.
Oh, so what do you do?
It's there's 2 people, and you just make a table.
Okay. I think I know.
Like this one, where you don't use any hands, and you're.
Oh yeah. So that's pretty rad.
Get 2 goalies doing that. Successful. There you go. Yeah, there's a winner right there.
That's viral, right? Viral. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do, and I really want to see someone do the Renegade. I want to see someone do the. That's your number one, baby. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't watch the dancing ones. I go for the funny ones.
I just go for all of them. I literally last night I sat in my room when I was supposed to be working on some things, and I was like, I'm just gonna check this because I got a thing that said, someone made a new TikTok.
Okay.
I'm like, I like this person. And 2 hours went by.
Rookie mistake.
And I
every
was like,
time.
Oh, oops.
I know.
So and Tana's like, what were you doing in there? I'm like,
TikTok.
working. This is my job now. Yeah. TikTok is now my job.
Yeah.
So. All right. Anything else before we go?
No, I think that's
This has been a shorter episode. Yeah. But we got so much stuff coming up. Like Philly this weekend. Yep. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff to talk about. Team BOPA, and then we got the draft experience the following weekend. So it's just gonna be a content overload. So make sure you're following all of our channels. At the Tourney Co. Tourney CO, at Beer League Inc. at Beer League PA. Follow them all. Follow our like Nicker Jones on Twitter, the Nicker Jones on Instagram, and BGath13 on Twitter and Instagram. And we'll be posting a bunch of stuff. Brooklyn won't be at this one, but you guys tell Brooklyn which one she needs to go to. Get her out. We'll get her to one.
Yeah,
for sure.
partake now that I know what's all going on.
So it doesn't even matter
intrigued.
that you haven't really played beer league.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I know that. Now I feel a lot more confident of my skills. I just need to get some equipment. No.
Well, that's it.
I've got some somewhere, but. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Any last words to say?
No last words. Excited to hear all about this coming weekend of how you guys.
It's going to be. Here's what I'm worried about, Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I always drag myself back in. I feel like, like when you like pro athletes as they get older.
Okay. All right.
And they
bite.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like they get older and they just have like in the off season, they're coming into a new season. They're like, okay, I'm older. Like, am I still going to be able to perform at this level?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm in that perspective now. Because I did so many tournaments last year.
Yeah.
But then I've taken a break because of the situation and getting this new thing up and running. And so now it's like, now I'm getting thrusts back into the tournament scene. Right. So I haven't, I haven't played a tournament since September in Japan.
Wait, it's a good note.
And so, 5 games is a lot of games.
Yeah.
And so here I am, and now it's like, okay, well, am I going to be able to perform? And not even the game part of it, just like the social aspect of this that requires me to be
on your game,
to be me, basically, right? And like, the guy that's always around and telling jokes and listening to stories and throwing back a few cold ones with the boys and the ladies, and that's my worry.
Oh,
like But it's like maybe it's like riding a bike where I've been off.
Definitely.
I have my issues with wondering about it, but I think as soon as I get out there, but leading up to it,
the nerves, the pregame jitters,
just usually I have to poop pregame.
PGP,
pregame poop. Sometimes I have another PGP2 postgame poop as well.
Oh, okay. So, as long as it's not a DGP.
Done that before too. It happens.
Happens.
Because sometimes think about it.
Yeah.
Think about how many tournaments I played, how many times I've been drunk.
Okay. Yeah.
And sometimes you get the mud butt. Ugh. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So,
I did think of one question.
Okay.
So, you have your big draft party.
Yep.
The first night. What about the other nights? Are there like other parties?
Great question.
Or
in the past, no.
No. Okay.
You just kind of made up your own, but I think that sucks. I am planning on Saturday night to go out to we have this country western bar in Omaha, Nebraska, where we're gonna go bushwhackers, I believe it's called.
Nice.
And so we're gonna hang out there Saturday night. I usually find that people don't go near as hard Saturdays because Friday you've just went hard, especially if you don't know what these are about. You start getting into the flow, and it goes hard.
It's electric.
Things get electric fast. All the y'alls get electric.
All y'alls.
That's for sure. And then Saturday you see them kind of coming to the rink with them, and I always ask, "Are you hungover?" And if they say yes, I'm like, "That means you had a good time." If they say no, I say, "Then you obviously did it wrong." Every time.
Rookies.
And so, so Saturday and then Sunday we do like this, I don't like the weekends to end. I wish I wish it was a 365-day weekend.
Yeah.
Every one of them. And so I always try to expand it. And so we're going to plan a little dinner.
Oh, nice.
But I understand, I'm sensitive to cost part of it. It's not a cheap weekend.
Yeah.
And so, so we'll find somewhere, I'd rather eat Taco Bell with everybody.
Yeah, and do the taco challenge.
Yeah, and rather than eat like $200 meal of sushi or something, right? So we'll definitely have that for sure. Another thing that cost is another question, right?
Yeah.
They are a little bit more expensive for sure, but there's a lot of stuff. You get a jersey, you get socks, you get 5 games, you get this big draft party, but in the grand scheme of things, you're paying for an experience, right?
Yeah.
And there's other experiences that are way more, $200 more expensive, $300 more expensive in the hockey world. So all I did was take that and try to make it way more affordable so more people could play. Because where I'm from, $4.99 for a hockey tournament is just absolutely ludicrous. How? Why? I'm doing the same thing, $319.
Ooh.
And so,
Okay,
it just gives a little, I mean, $180 could make or break people being able to come to these things, right? Because then if you don't live there, you got to travel there.
Mm-hmm.
You got a hotel there, right? And, a lot of people don't like to play tournaments in their local area because that's where they've been playing.
Yeah,
right?
They want a little something.
Yeah, so you try to give them a little extra, and that's why it's cool to have a place like Boston. But then places like Omaha, which is a hockey hotbed, and Oklahoma City, where hockey's it has grown even since I've left, right? So to get a little taste of all these little flavors, right? Mm-hmm. Because it is a melting pot, right? Hockey's different everywhere, but it's the same too.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, so, nice.
Anything else?
Nope. That was my last minute question that I was thinking.
This could be the if I don't catch on like I'm like riding a bike. It could be my last podcast. So see you guys later. Yeah. If I don't, hopefully, I mean, maybe you and Gabby can carry the show after this. Do you even know how to run this stuff? I'm just going to take a stab at it and push the big button that says record. Bam. You got it. That's all we do. I'm hired. It's the Brooklyn & Co. show now. The Nick & Co. show, episode whatever. Hopefully you learned a little bit about the drafts. It sounds like Brooklyn did. I did. All you guys are listening, I hope I see you out there. Like, I create these obviously because it's my job, right? But I create them because I want to share this really cool experience with you guys, and I want people to come out, and I want them to have incredible hockey experiences. Because, for me, that's basically how I met all my friends in Canada, and I think it's rad having all my friends that I now know that live everywhere, that are spread out. Mm-hmm. It's awesome to be able to say, hey, Jeff, I know you live in Columbus, or hey, Humberto, you live in Phoenix, or, hey, Josh, you're in Dallas, let's hang out when I'm in town. And I think that's really rad. And I want everyone to kind of come out and, be able to experience it. Yeah. And goalies, if you let me score, free drinks. Woo. All right, guys. See you guys next week. Nick & Co. show. Be good or be good at it.